Hi everyone, super excited to be doing this today. The idea is to walk you through our thinking and our thesis for our recent investment in ApnaClub. So we'll jump right into it. Talking about the market, so obviously FMCG distribution is a massive $100 billion market today. But what was surprising even to us is that a large portion of this actually flows through the indirect distribution channels. So you have several intermediaries in between, whether it's distributors, traders, wholesalers, and this is sort of the market that Apna Club is focusing on. So it's a massive market with several inefficiencies built in.
So there are multiple participants in the overall market that exists today, which comprises of wholesalers, retailers, etc. And each of the players are playing the part today, but they end up suffering with severe inefficiencies or challenges. Partly they are created by the structures that markets are at today, and partly they are perverse incentives for one or the other participants. For example, wholesalers, in order to grow and break out, needs significant higher capital. They end up limiting the range of SKUs and brands to things that are moving faster, with hardly any consideration to what the retailers would need or what the customers would want. They do face significant competition as well. On the other hand, brands also have a very inaccurate, or I would even say that faulty cost and resource allocation along with the distribution strategy. And wholesalers end up trying to actually misuse the rural cost support allocations. And then above all, the channel for being able to support the challenger brands, virtually non-existent in the market today. And the other piece of the puzzle, which is the most crucial one, which is what connects the customer to the brand and the wholesalers, is retailer. They are severely dependent on very limited resources and margins, virtually at the mercy of the other larger players, which overall creates a significant opaqueness in the system where on-ground visibility is completely missing, customer behavior can't be tracked, and the brands are not going to be able to track consumption patterns, which will allow them to have futuristic launches.
And so building on this, when we were thinking of what kind of model makes the most sense to solve a lot of these inefficiencies, that's when we met the Apna Club team, which got us really excited. So essentially, what they do is the Apna Club sits between the brands at one end and Kirana stores on the other, and uses a network of solo entrepreneurs or partners and gives them the tech to be able to solve all of these inefficiencies. The partners are responsible for everything from order aggregation, transport, right? Apna Club handles the inventory. And the best part of all of this is that it's a zero capital model for the partners. So very simply, any entrepreneur can become a wholesaler on the Apna Club app. And because they take care of a lot of this and focus on the needs of the retailer, it solves a lot of the inefficiencies in the market. We were super excited by how unique, asset light, and variable cost sales network the model was. And that's a big part of our thesis.
Fundamentally, we also believe that, contrary to some reports and views where people do believe that there will be a significant disintermediation mass at the mass level, we have differed on this and felt strongly that reseller structures in the Indian market exist for a purpose. And most of the occasions, the intermediaries and resellers are adding a meaningful value to the overall supply chain. And to the extent there is a certain value that they are adding, they need to be empowered with a platform or a tech solution rather than being disintermediated. That's how we have always viewed the market. And it was with this prism that the partnership with ApnaClub was envisaged. It virtually checked all the boxes from what we were looking at from the market constituencies. And then on top of it, it was the team that finally made it a very logical and easier decision, which I'll come to it.
Yeah. And very quickly, in terms of where Apna Club is operating, so if you look at it two by two, they're focusing on the B2B, so the business side, and focusing squarely on Kiranas and extremely low customer density areas, tier two, tier three, tier four cities, which are, not being catered to by some of the larger players, whether it's the B2C social commerce or the B2B platforms. And we believe that Apna Club's model allows them to reach this population much more sustainably than the other players.
So, like I mentioned, I think the at the end of the whole thing, finally it boils down to the team. And Shruti and Manish bring a very complementing skill set and approach to the Apna Club management. Shruti, with her orientation to product strategy, has been at it on the startup sides. They were already running a business, and it evolved to where Apna Club is today across multiple stages. And finally, the missing link was someone who has been at it, who understands the ground realities in the business on the FMCG distribution side. And here comes Manish. So between the two of them, we do find that this is a pretty stable combination where there is going to be a right balance between execution and strategy, understanding of market knowledge, plus the hunger and the approach to build a startup. So here we go. We have the team at Apna Club, which we have been interacting with, and we absolutely are proud of partnering. And we wish them all the best.
And very important for venture capital as well as entrepreneurs is thinking through why the timing is right. And we believe that this is the right time for such a model in India for multiple reasons. Obviously, smartphone penetration and data costs allow partners to be able to place orders, aggregate orders, and also handle logistics. Right, none of this would have been possible in a pre-geo era. A lot of the e-commerce and logistics infrastructure has been built out today, which allows packages to be delivered to these far-flung areas sustainably and in a profitable manner, as well as the growth of challenger D2C brands. I mean, we're seeing brands being launched every day, and many of them struggle to acquire customers in these markets, and Apna Club fits into that tailwind as well.
Timing could not have been any better, is what I feel, because we are suffering with a high levels of unemployment in India, and COVID only adds to the challenge. We have seen a surge in people needing to return to their home bases for a variety of reasons, and I think the overall situation is definitely going to come as a big opportunity for people. And also, we are a land of quasi entrepreneurs where people like to be on their own, and people are able to leverage their own local networks and create commerce opportunities out of it. The growing tech adoption only fuels that ambition further. So, all in all, I think from a timing perspective, Shruti couldn't have timed it better with the way she started off and pivoted from her older business to where Apna Club lands today. And overall, I think we do believe that it's a big enough market for us to create a credible business model out of this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, folks. And hopefully you have a better understanding of why we're so excited about Apna Club.